Yo, what up, Merch? Don't go, well don't go, well don't go crashing on me. Don't go. Oh no, fuck. Shut that down. Down, that down, that down, that down. Oh, whoa. You gotta get crazy. You got to get a little crazy. Get a little crazy. So getting. My homie. Why don't you hang out with me? Do the goddamn crazy thing. Big baby, big baby, big baby, hate for me. Whoa, oh. La, la.
YOLO.
What's up, man? What up? Just a couple more invites, just or whatever. Like to see who the hell is up. Let me. Move. Are you listening to music, man? Yeah.
Oh, I got all sorts of crazy stuff going on.
Dude, so just real quick, they have I forget what it's called. Shit. I'm sure there's a lot more of these now, but they used to have this app, right, when the droids were just kind of first rolling out, and maybe 2 or 3 generations to it, and you could use them as like a virtual camera through an encoder. And I don't know if you've looked at the YouTube. All right, can you hear me better?
Yeah, no, I can hear you pretty good.
I don't know if it's coming through or if it's coming through. It's not good. Don't be afraid to just tell me or something. Who's doing it, man? But yeah, this from Beth, basically a lap, and it has like a slot in it. So I put this in there, and then you can use these as extenders for like monitors off your laptop. Or you can do, I think you do it wirelessly too, like you do with Chromecast, which started with the iPads because these 2 Apple engineers did this thing called Duet. So we're not on the clock yet, by the way. Just figured out. Mention that. So, but yeah, man. So you don't have a webcam, right?
Yeah, right. No, that's what I was kind of talking about. Maybe later this month I'll try that, or I don't know.
Dude, I only have 2 webcams, but they're like C310s. I used to have, well, I have my stuff at my first house, and I'm going to pick that up this week. I have it on the schedule, but you can definitely use one of those because I want to start using the encoders mostly because I need, get set up for testing. And I can go over some of that stuff, but I figured we can. And the cool thing about this is this is the first hangout live that we've done. But, that I invited you. I think I invited you to one that I was doing when I was in Palm Springs, but I started doing it then, and I remembered how fucking awesome it is that you can do just a ton of stuff with like screen share. You can see the whole like list of things on the left, right?
What about the list?
So here, let me send this. I'm gonna send this to you in that other chat. So I don't know if that's still there for you. Basically, that whole list of things, you got screen share, and then you got chat at the top. It's blue. Screen share, showcase, Q&A, cameraman, control room. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. Like, now I got this fucking control thing. So you can click different things. Now we got Hangout Toolbox and then YouTube, and so anyway, I just end up adding apps. And then you go to the bottom.
I gotta go. I gotta go move my Jagger. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Okay. I gotta switch my laundry over again.
All right, cool. You can just leave it on if you want, so we don't have to like go through that whole process again. And then I'm just gonna start pulling stuff up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm just gonna freaking. Yeah, I'll be back in a minute.
All right, sounds good. What? Oh shit. Hangout toolbox. I've never used enable auto load. What? Oh, that's cool. What? Comment tracker. What was talking about? Ah, damn. Fucking thing is. Oh, what? Volume there for a second. Letting everyone know. Um. Oh.
unmute that shit.
Yo.
Yeah, I can hear you. So basically, I am. So here, I just wanted to send you a quick picture so you can. I gotta turn your volume down because that shit's going crazy right now. There it is. There it is. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm just I'm washing out my thermos for some additional caffeine.
Cool. And I'm just tinkering with this. Oh, with the toolbox. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the screen share on. We've got this like lower third thing. I just thought that'd be like kind of fun for next time. The toolbox is it's kind of cool. It's a little cool. It's got a little cool factor to it. So we got chat back open. There's a chat module up in the left. I think it should be left side. Depends if you're looking at the page or if you're looking at a custom window. I have, however, and I will send you the link in this chat, but also not limited to this chat. And that's a custom string at the end, so it may not work, but I just used the other one, that group chat to send messages. So I got some really cool stuff, dude. You're gonna be so fucking excited about this, man. I'm telling you, you're gonna be like, oh. I'm like 90%.
On this freaking crazy. I'm excited.
Yeah, there's some really exciting stuff. Plus, some really fucking good commercial spaces opening up. So honestly, I'm really just glad that I haven't gotten impatient about it, and I've stayed really like collected, if you will. Okay, screen share's going on, and 3, 2, 1, up. All right, you should see the gray screen. No more face, no more me. What'd you say? All right. So what we got to do? I gotta say, man, I really almost wish I could use my left hand with a mouse, because there was some Google project going on where they were basically using 2 mouses at one time. So, oh shit, showcase. Let me just make sure this doesn't have more features than that one, because if it does, oh shit. Here, real quick, do you know what Uber Conference is?
Dude, that sounds like the best idea ever. You say Uber conference where someone can video chat while they're on an Uber?
Oh, that's funny. Yes and no, but basically just to make you feel better about that, I wanted to pull something up. So I'm going to pull a window in now. And here's what we're going to do, a quick Google search in the Omnibar called Uber Creative Ideas. And we should get a partnership as a first result right here. I'm going to take a screen cap and include that in our chat. I tend to use Clipular just because there's links, and it also, when you click those pictures, it brings you right back to where you were. But basically, they do have partnerships with Periscope right now. That was something I kind of mentioned, and it's like 20 times harder to remember this stuff on the phone. But it's already been something in the works for a while, and Periscope's really starting to ramp their live up. But I just have looked at a lot more research that's basically indicating there's going to be a really fucking badass, robust setup from Facebook Live, which is already available for, I should put video there, just, so live stream on Facebook. See, that's exactly, live stream. These planes get pretty fucking loud.
Oh yeah, dude, with Facebook Messenger and all that stuff, they're totally on that.
You can see my screen, or are you looking at me? There we go. My bad. I clicked the tags. All right, we're good.
No, being able to see the screen is actually pretty cool too.
All right, so I'm sorry, something stupid like that happened. So basically, here was the Google right here. Threw in a quick search string. Let me add that here, which I'll do here. You can bring that bar if you install. You don't have to use this inside your browser. Then you can pull it apart too, in case that helps. I like to think it could help. It could help. So anyway, this link box here, this isn't really what I wanted to go over, so tell me if you're not really interested, but they do have basically Periscope, and that was an idea that I was throwing around at Sean, just saying, like, I think it would be a lot of fun, but not only that, it would give people a lot of perspective on what it's like to be in Uber and how to give it some culture as far as being wild and crazy and having a good time, which doesn't really happen automatically.
No, that's actually one of the things Uber's really going into. I actually just looked at their webpage, and they sent out a newsletter that's the hottest places in Phoenix based upon where Uber drivers are driving people to.
So wait, you're saying that based on where they're driving to?
Yeah, dude, I may be able to pull up the actual email or link and throw it in the comments here. And what it is Uber was like, since they are a hip company full of hip people, they're like, they already are a microeconomy, so they said this is the top 10 destinations in Phoenix for the Uber culture. Like you're saying, Uber's such a brand name, I hate to compare it to something, but there are specific brands that have a very strong cross-branding potential, and Uber is one of those brands.
For sure. Absolutely. So they got Spotify now, so that, truthfully, this is exactly what I told Martin, so I hope he gets a chance to see this, because it wasn't like I told him. I just told him that mostly I was explaining the process I've undertaken as far as getting out in the world and being as much a part of it with tech as possible. And what I mean by that is basically just like, go out and do Uber, get signed up, go through the process, see the holes in the system so you know where the ideas are, because research can be really hard, but I've realized that the best research is always still going to come from the ideas you have about what can be done. So anyway, let's I'll move off this. I'm really excited to show I think really the best thing that I've been looking at in the last 24 hours, but I've known about for a little longer than that. And this all came from, and so real quick, Facebook is doing live. It's obviously going to be a big thing, but if we do IBM buys Ustream, and then there's confirms acquisition of Ustream. And so it even says on the bottom of Ustream.com. And this whole microeconomy thing, I mean, the question I think we should be asking is like, where do you feel like, how well do you think you're doing as far as being collaborative and involved in participating in that? Because if you had your own ranking system, where do you feel like you would fit? And I'm not saying that like it's a bad thing. I'm saying it like it's a great thing, because that's either available, and that's exactly what I'm on the search for right now. I don't really ever try to stop and think, oh my God, like I should stop and make this. This is such a great idea. I think great ideas are all about really just finding it, because I bet you it's out there. And unfortunately, a lot of stuff is mostly just isn't getting really any attention. So Ustream and so Facebook Live, and then we've got Periscope by Twitter. Did you know that before I had told you? Did you know that Periscope had been purchased by Twitter?
No, yeah, I wasn't on top of that at all.
Honestly, and I got lucky. I got really lucky, and I think that's honestly where that whole I just wanted to point out real quick that they have this whole section right here by Change where they talk about live, what live stream can do. And in the discussion today with Becky, it became basically the fact that if we're going to focus on a space dedicated to live, this is going to be hard to explain until I even show it to you. And I'm, obviously more excited to be doing it like this when we're having a screen share. So if you have anything you want me to bring up at any point too, we can definitely do that. But I just want to make sure that the links are also being shared. So you can go into there and read that stream. So anyway, let me take a screen cap of this because I think that's important. By the way, I think this would be badass. It's obvious that if you have a venue, you're going to do a lot of stuff with it. So real quick, what are the top 3 things that you're going to do with a commercial space if you have one?
Well, one, a miniature carousel. I mean, at least a 10-foot by 10-foot carousel. I'm talking ponies. What are those? The old and probably a fountain.
Yeah,
I think fountains on carousels are really going to take it to the next level. I'm just fucking with you.
I love it. I love it.
That's kind of the underdog on my top 3 list, but I did feel that was important to have out there. So then the next step I'm really looking at is I do want basically a front area, almost a reception area, that has a couple basic commodities, things like that. So someone can come in, 10, maybe 15. I mean, I would say more than 10 people in a building that's quite the party. So, maybe seating for 5 to 10 people in the front and kind of basic speakers, 1 or 2 systems, little things like that for a basic meeting, and some curtains, some fabric. I was actually looking at getting some fabric today and having, because a couple pieces of fabric can really help with the lighting. So it makes people's skin look and vibrate really well on different cameras. So, a little bit of fabric. So basically the entry area I feel is very important. The second area that I feel is very important is R&D area. And
R&D?
Yeah, basic research and development. And that's kind of why I brought up the carousel idea. I tend to be 20 by 20 feet because the 3 or 4 kind of projects that I'm looking at and the 3 or 4 projects that I feel would really benefit you would take up about 10 by 10 or 20 by 20 feet. Whether it's parts for a typhoon clad or which I believe you remember the typhoon that we saw. That was quite the animal. That was a dangerous beast.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The guy was pretty cool. I didn't have any of my cards on me. I wasn't prepared when we met him. I'd have given him a card. He's the kind of guy who has free time and would be like, yeah, let's put the biggest freaking camera we can on this thing and let's see what it'll lift. He's crazy. So,
when was that again? How long ago was that?
Dude, I think it was in that blur of 2 days when I met Ramadi. That guy was.
Oh,
he was bad, and frankly, I really want to use him. I think he's just crazy enough.
I think
he's just mean enough, and he has the social support. So
Yeah, totally. Um, so here's something to think about. Like, I would say that. Hold on, I just gotta get this reverb down.
And then I'll tell you my
So,
my third idea whenever you're ready for that.
all right. Well, is that the best one? Is that the best idea?
Well, I mean that's what I'm saying. That's kind of my first idea, and then my third idea here is more kind of in line with what I think you're looking for, and having more of a storefront that people can walk in and out of, and basically showcase 3 or 4 premium technologies, have food, beverage, refreshments, so people can come in, look at 1 or 2 important technologies or whatever particular product. They can come in and really be amazed and wowed by it.
Right, right. Okay. Um, so I think it's just good that, there's been an active search for those spaces, period. Sorry about the links if they're giving you tons of, you can definitely separate the sounds from your system notifications. And I'm just kind of going through these and putting them in there so we don't really have to talk about this because I think it's really obvious what's happening with live. I also think that basically if there's anything to, let me just do this real quick to simplify as best as possible. This is basically what Becky and I were going over. It's live stream. And when I went to that, when you and I had gone to that same meetup at Citrix of, what do they call that place? Something like Tempe Town Lake. And,
Yeah, it was
well,
like Silicon area or something. There was like 4 Silicon Valley banks right there.
so, dude, this is gonna I gotta show this to you. This has gotta be like, undoubtedly, here, you know what? We're gonna do this. Just to speed things up because I want to make it simple. So those are all one link, and I forget why it does it. It's just because it's Notepad or something like that. So at some point or another, it's somewhat good just to have the fact that these are all in here. The live video can be laid over anything, including just doing stuff at home. I don't think like the fact that seeing your screen is awesome, but I want to get to a place where if you're in the car or you're going through the mall, you're running an errand, or if you're at home, or if you're working on your tablet because you took a walk, let the plane pass over me. Basically, like, you should still be able to collaborate, and it shouldn't be such a big deal. So that is to say, like, I found some really great stuff in here. So you'll see that there's an app for actually doing a screen casting of the desktop of your phone or a tablet. That's cool, definitely, because games right now are pulling in the most money. And, that's obviously, hold on, I'm just going to, so compilation, and I already have this other window ready to go. So I've been just basically holding back on this really cool thing, because once I show it to you, you're probably not going to sleep for a couple days. So good luck with that, my friend. Live video stream. The really sweet thing is, and this is important, and I'll definitely have all those solutions set up for people to use on the Emergenesis account. So if they don't have free testing, that you can definitely use that. This was really fucking interesting. But there's a lot of talk about the freelancer basically expanding at rapid speed, and we're going to be at 75 million people in America. Free.Lancing at 75 million, a projection in America alone. So when are you going to jump on board? And honestly, it's a good question. I have this one for you, Craig, and I'm not trying to be like super direct. You obviously don't have to answer it if you don't feel like you want to, but the schedule is the biggest advantage. And I'm just curious, do you have a plan for getting onto fully freelance? And is that mostly just about time, or and like I said, you don't have to make it super personal. It's mostly like, do you what is it to you that is a perfect scenario where you're going to be able to freelance?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Because after I show this to you, I'm hoping that it's at least going to gain, raise some confidence, because I'm almost confident. So.
Yeah, I'm starting to get to that point too where I'm definitely thinking, and I'm really liking all the upsides here, and that is definitely something that I'd consider. And I may just have to become a member of society for a while here.
All right, here we go. Here it comes, man. Collaborativeconsumption.com. Have you seen it or no? This is going to be intense if you haven't. I'm assuming that most people don't know about this site, but let me just say one thing. If you've looked at TaskRabbit, and the reason I'm pointing this out isn't just to make a meaningless or senseless point. The point of this is, if you're aware of TaskRabbit or if you're not aware of TaskRabbit, it's already valuable in itself. Live smarter. And that's actually really interesting for a site like TaskRabbit that's taking essentially personal assistance and a contracting. So this is something you can definitely consider for getting a job. And choose a task, describe your task, live smarter. It's all going to be about those who can live by having other people do things at a cheaper rate, ready to live smarter, find help, or become a tasker. And obviously make a ton of money doing different things. But the thing is, this is only one. So if you go to their blog section, and this is where it gets really interesting, you're going to see collaborative consumption in here, right there. All to say that basically it's really worth exploring stuff and taking that time. I've been trying to basically pitch my old employer on that for more time than I care to admit, but this is going to be one of the most effective sites for a lot of things. So for now, I would say keep this, to the chest if you can, because if it's about money and you're trying to look for crowdfunding, we're going to click that, and it's basically going to give you all of those. And that's just the first page. So you're only increasing your odds. You're seeing Indiegogo and then GoFundMe and Crowd Angels, and it goes on and on and on. And that's just for that. The ones that I really liked were, let's go to venues from Spaces. Now, if you're going to get a space, brother, you're going to get a space, my man, then I think, let's see, trying to remember what it's called. I have it in another, I can pull that up. Let's maybe do that because I don't want to take too much time. So, IKEA, one sec. All right, here it is. Actually, this was a different, this was a whole different deal here. But I was looking at this, and Peeps and Things was, apparently I think it was, if we go to the bottom, some of them, they give you kind of an explanation of what it is. And here's the thing. There's one called Can Have. And so if I say that, you could just, plug it in, I guess. But I'm just going to throw out some ideas. If you tell me what you think, if you want. If you don't want to say anything, you don't have to. But I'm going to kind of try to outline the idea that I think, you can be zeroing out your rent and living in a super sick facility, especially if you're teaming up with people. And basically everything that there is to do that is here. So if we're going to equipment and you go to photography, the one that I was looking at earlier was called, okay, Can Have was the barter system one, no money. So just imagine you're on a system where, you know, basically the universal question becomes this. If you're scanning a person, and this is where I think basically people are the most important thing, people, and you're doing a life scan, it becomes, what do I have? What are my needs? And then when you add a collaboration in there, you basically ask, what do you have? Because with that question also implies what you don't have. And then, what do you need? How can I help? Let's do it that way. How can I help? And I think it's like crazy important that we think about it this way, because if we do, I'm gonna put it like this because anyway. So
yeah, that's making a lot of sense to me.
Because if you look at Can Have, and it's a barter system, and you can literally advertise, A, you're looking for a partner, or B, I want to trade this or that, and you can essentially do that on Craigslist. But Craigslist has also got a really fucking strange reputation now over the time that it's been doing its Craig's thing. Anyway, the guy is fucking awesome. Craig's Connect, the guy who started the site, has his own blog where he basically talks about all kinds of great stuff, and I've found tons of good resources from that. But so the camera, where was that? Let's go. It was here, I think. Nope. Yep, Can Have. And I'm losing my ass a little bit. Oh, we don't need this open. Barter system, buy services and products without spending the money. It's to say that you can still buy some seriously badass stuff on OfferUp. All you need to do is take the time to do it, because imagine that great things are going to come on here. It's all about timing. So if it's the Ring doorbell, I guarantee you that the Ring doorbell is on here. And then look, there's a add-on $100 Arlo camera that's $60 cheaper than you can get it at the store. And if I'm going to make an offer to him, which I'm going to right now, I'm going to do this. And if he's going to take anything less, which I don't think he's going to, so I'm going to ask him. And I'm going to hit buy. Wayne, you think you could muster $65, $70-ish? All I can produce right now, but I could really use this for some work stuff. I'm just right on cash right now. And I'm not saying like this is what you should do all the time. You know, I basically started doing this at first just to see. Have you used OfferUp ever?
No, I haven't.
And then make the offer. It's done. So go to My Offers. Let's look at what I've already got. And oh my God, holy shit. This is the other account. Sorry, I thought we were looking at a different account. So this is, I'm actually looking for a lot of different items to create an additional residential unit, and we'll come back full circle to make the point. But this is like really like an super expensive piece that you can make the residential unit look unbelievably professional. And so on that point, I want to open up Airbnb, because that's actually a collaborative consumption provided solution. And then I'm going to look at Storefront and show you what you can do if you have different facilities. But Becky has her place up, and I really want to show you what my different listings look like over time. Boom, 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 boom. So this is the penthouse that I had at W6. And I don't think I've showed this to you, so this is just like one among many things that I had already proved to myself that when I did this, and I got this off Craigslist, that couch. So what I'm doing at Skywater, basically, we've already booked like $4,400 and turned down like $700 because it was just too soon and we wanted more time to get it ready. And we're going to turn it into, you know, really an experience. And I had 4 listings for that one space. This was that penthouse that was like, you know, so many thousand square feet. And then I had another unit. And so one of the things I did was I had booked people on in one listing and then moved that listing down a couple floors physically. I had to actually like move into a different one. And then I basically just told them it was going to be different arrangement, but everything else the same. And so the point here is that basically we can do that with Skywater easily, no fucking problem. And you could say, okay, well, and like I said, I just wanted to show you what Becky's account looks like. So I have all that stuff on my Evernote, and that is, let's go to notebooks, and we're going to A and B. All right, I'm sorry, that's a mistake. It's actually on, it's one of those things I got to get used to. Here it is. So I want to show you that the math is real. It's not like, you know, a bullshit. So I just plug the numbers in here. The purpose of this one is for reservations, so that if you do reject some, and I don't have them all plugged in, I just started this sheet last night. And same thing with this one. This one tells you basically at this amount per night, right? When we book, we turn this, no, we turn this one down because it was too soon. If you multiply this rate times this many days, which is not how I did the math here, really, or yeah, it was. And then that would produce this much money. And this much money here, just tell me if everything I'm saying makes sense and you can hear me clear, or if you can't see me or hear me.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm following you.
So anyway, you'll produce exactly that much money. Now they're doing 8 weeks up front free as a concession. And all you have to do is qualify, but you don't have to qualify. If you're going into it with somebody, 2 people can qualify. And you can still go on the lease even if they reject it or turn it down or whatever it is. But you can do that with any place. We just think that it was smarter with Skywater because the point of Skywater, I obviously have all these, and I'm going to create a website for it. This is where you're going to really you're going to trip on this one. I mean, I don't know how much the vacation rental thing you've looked at, but the only reason I'm really referencing is because it's a collaboration-based aspect. And I'm not going to get away from the fact that I'm going to come back in here and basically look at transport. And so whether you're loaning a car, you need a car, you're looking for a ride, not just Uber, but a lot more than that, or you're looking for jobs, you can literally click freelance and we'll come right back to that. But this is the killer. This is the fucking killer that I can guarantee you, like, there's really probably not going to be more than 5 to 10 people in Arizona that are either using this, and not many people are probably using it at all. But the idea of branding yourself is something that is to be considered when it comes to brand yourself. And that's a real, you're just like, hey, I love that, man. I'm just going to Google it. And so these guys are really fucking selling their shit hard on the you're selling you stuff. And you can find any different comparable solution to that and really fucking, you know, go to town trying to brand yourself. 1 second. Just to say that when I quit my job in April, like something happened that was, all right, 1 second. My favorites. I had basically quit, and it wasn't something that nobody saw coming. It was really important for me that like, I got a chance to spend time doing stuff for me, like start a website for myself, start some accounts, like experience Airbnb for the first time, and create vanity URLs through vanity URL checkers. And so when I came back to this like a year later, I had done so much stuff that I didn't even really get a chance to look at. I spent so much time creating the accounts that you could say, if you created a solution for just creating mass accounts for a person or a company, which I'm sure may exist or it may not, that may be one of those ideas that you're like, wow, I really actually want to look and see if that exists or not, but you should be rather sure. And the only way to be super sure is to use a service that's using a really expensive software. So Welcome Neighbor and another collaborative piece and tons of stuff like this. I actually can give you control, but you can also share your screen if you want to. Basically just to say like, I only want to tell you what you want to know about. So can we make it a two-way thing? Like, what are you most interested in, I guess?
I gotta go in about probably 5 or 10 minutes here. But no, I definitely like where you're going, and I'm following where you're going here, man. Oh, I gotta get to sleep. I gotta go.
No, totally. So I'll send you the information, but like I said, just tell me what you want to know about as far as like the contracting stuff that's relevant. There are some things in here that are no good, so you don't want to like spend time going through every single one. If it can be done for you, the way that I'm going to do that is by looking at brilliant directories, and I'm going to bring these solutions to Arizona in the most relevant sense. So it's going to be about basically doing stuff here and being in Arizona, and then I'm going to start traveling the world and basically doing it other locations. So all I can do at this point is basically get stuff a little more outlined so you can look at it on your own time. But I just want to know exactly what it is you care more about.
Oh yeah, exactly, and that's one of the things that I'm definitely looking at, and getting the time frame down is really important because I'm actually I'm freaking this new company here started in Phoenix, and a couple months ago I probably wouldn't have made the choice that I made, but I mean I guess really my three kind of considerations are the financial, the stability, and then the networking. The financial, I guess, is really the basic finances that any person needs to live in Phoenix for about 6 months. It's about 12 grand over 6 months.
Okay.
So,
right. So,
and that's all costs considered, basically.
Right. And so I'm going to outline this when I send it to you. I think it's more than just making money. I think it's making money to zero costs and expenditure out so that you have a really good setup as far as where you're living and what you have access to, and not have to have a car or have a car. But I think cars are a money pit. And if you got to have a car, you could easily either use something like Uber and then run the costs. But at this point, the only thing I really need to do is a total aggregation of costs of living in a financial sense that I already have for myself budgeted, but I don't have it set up to market that for other people. And if I can make in less than 2 weeks, and on the third day of the listing being up $2,200, and then I have $4,400 plus the $2,600 concession, that's already $6,000 for our
zeroing out a $22,000 yearly thing, and we're in season right now, so you don't get that opportunity. You know, in the summer, it's going to be a little harder, but not really, because we're going to use Logify. We're going to get insanely good reviews, and we're going to have enough to cover the rent like 10 times out of 10, maybe 11 times out of 11. We'll start pushing a profit, but we care less about the profit, and that's where the barter comes in. So, all right, well, I'll let you roll, man, because I don't want to keep you up. I know you got work and stuff. I really, really think that the biggest question is literally, are the risks for doing something like this worth it, especially when you're in a collaborative sense and you're doing it together? But together is the way of the future, especially if you think micro communities are, and you're one of the only people I've heard say micro communities as concise as you do. So,
yeah, I really view micro communities in a very macro fashion, because the word micro doesn't necessarily just mean one person in one area, because the real point of micro houses and micro living is that 500 or 1,000 people could potentially inhabit an area.
Exactly, and that's why that's the best point I think I've heard from, you know, really in a while. That's a really great point. That's exactly why Emergenesis is doing what Emergenesis is doing, and it's bridging together the future of local micro communities in a national way for the most authentic collaboration, human experience possible. That's exactly what we're doing. And so that's ultimately to say that people matter the most. I don't think it's restricted to all the places I've lived, including Florida, California, and I know people in every single state because of my work prior, and I cannot pass that up. So the networking, I would say, in some sense, I want it to be zeroed out for you. Like, you can continue to do it, but ask yourself, like, what do you want to be doing the most? So anyway, I really
and that's why I was saying about 6 months ago that was a very easy choice. Now it's a lot harder, just because of those basic social obligations, social connections, bridges, and one thing that you and I both perceive on different levels is that the micro community of people that exists, especially in certain industries, can be incredibly small.
Yes. Absolutely.
And that's what I'm kind of saying. My time and my social commitment is a little bit different right now, but partially because of my NDA and my non-compete clause. I'm watching the most ridiculous music video right now as I'm trying to focus. Probably not a good life choice, but so half of it is the the non-compete clause, but also a lot of the ideas that I'm working on can be worked on concurrently and with the support of the people that I'm working with, because the people that I'm working with are really awesome, great people, and I wouldn't necessarily say beach bums or surfer jackasses, but their headquarters is 2 blocks away from the beach.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm kind of saying. Half of my business can be worked on concurrently with them, and potentially, I mean, you know some of the big buzz names that I've dropped and whatnot, and
nice word.
they are. I mean, they're all about doing such things and just being awesome. So, I mean, I've got a lot of faith in the people that I work with, and I don't feel that there will be any competing clause whatsoever. And I do feel that with 1 or 2 emails, they would be really excited about my brand. So,
sweet. Well,
if the first step in that brand is not to be crude, but would be real estate basically, and or people/idea trafficking, I think that's a great place to start out. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll close it with just saying I think that the most benefit at this point in terms of something or at least one place to go in terms of a site is going to be this whole system. But, geez, man, these planes, dude, they just fly right over my head. I reach up and fucking grab them. It's basically just that, you know, this is going to be a really great tool, but if you need help with time, and I think time is a huge one, all you got to do is reach out and let me know what you need help with. I want to help in every way possible, but like I said,
well, you missed out on that social networking opportunity last night. I'm not sure if it was quite high enough energy for you, but it was a very interesting. And it's an interesting group of people, and I actually got, huh?
You're talking about the Twitch?
Oh, yeah, it's a bar that would play stuff like Twitch TV. I'm not sure if they're allowed to play Twitch TV, but they are that awesome. And it's a peculiar bar, and actually, it's A, right next to a cool theater, and B, it's right next to a whole bunch of tech companies.
Wait, okay. I thought you were talking about the theater by W6, by that retail space, but that's a different one. So, anyway, I don't know if you can still see my screen, but I wanted to give you a tour of the place. But you can do it here, and I'll basically do it with the Rico Theta. We didn't put much work into it because this is really early when we're moving in, and I also stayed up all night for the second time this year, which I stopped doing on the 24th of December last year. And that was, what do you call it? It was yesterday, not yesterday, but the night before. So that I ended up crashing early. So I apologize, man. I do want to go to that. And so if there's any calendar that you can share with me as far as the, being able to, join you on any meetups at all, definitely throw that my way. Cause I want to be able to try to get, to the same place with as many people as possible. So I don't know. Do you have anything else scheduled ahead from today?
No, just a couple of the people that I want to meet up with, talk with. Like you were saying, my issues with time and whatnot. I do have about three kind of large ideas, projects that I need to either write up, complete the conceptualization phase, kind of little things like that, about 2 or 3 projects. So, and frankly, 2 of them are just long letters, 3 or 4 page letters that I've just been lazy and stupid about.
Right. Okay. So if I'm going to start here because this is super easy, but I'm going to give you access to all my content. Anything you like in there, all you have to do is just let me know to put the introduction together like we did with Dave Lorenzini. And if you want to talk to him, I'll even start a group chat where basically you can get to him with any idea at any point. And he does support a lot of stuff. I would open my Skype right now, but I don't want to take any more time other than just to say, like, he has some stuff he's working on that I think you could definitely work on with. And so I want to, I want to start with a group of people that I know and basically just give everything for free. Nothing, there's no cost at all. Obviously, we get the LoopNet is the LoopNet being city feet as well, but it's the spot where I've been looking for places. Sorry, I have it on LoopNet. I just realized it's the same company, but I will send you those locations. You may have seen the one at World of Beer on Mill. And I think that location is everything. State Farm has, they have some stuff too. So anything I can do to make your time more efficient and not have to spend so much time working on something that I could help you with, if that's, possibility.
Well, maybe I'll send you because over the weekend I did about I don't know if it's 4 or 8 pages of drawing and notations. That's what I spend about half my day doing, and maybe I'll send you a picture of those and see if you can help me finish the conceptualization of these 3 ideas. And
Ooh! I got a good one for you. Sorry, keep going.
and then kind of see where that fits in with maybe a 2 to 4 week time frame of real estate acquisition, if that's the direction we're looking at.
Sure, absolutely, dude, absolutely. Because the storefront is the one that I was going to show you, and I just ran out of time. So the storefront is a way to get your space out there and use it in lots of different ways and have people come in and literally automate your networking. So this is just one. Liquid Space is another one, but and I found this on Collaborative Consumption. And you can use it to get places, and there's some good stuff out here already. So really fucking easy, man. Really fucking easy. And all we gotta do is Phoenix, Arizona. If you can you still see my screen?
Actually, I switched off your screen to as exciting as your desktop is. Well, so since I work with so many people, I do get exposed to a lot of viral videos and whatnot. I'm kind of bombarded with general internet memes, and there's a YouTube video called Genghis Khan. And for some reason, gay people have been kind of a big buzz issue. So, because I do work in a very diverse workplace, so.
That's right. Just a quick question. Have you proposed like them doing co-working there? Not co-working as much as controlled co-working.
Yeah, no, they've proposed it and they're very interested in it.
That's tight, dude. That's great. All right. Sweet, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm just kind of saying, one step at a time. And frankly, I mean, the 2 biggest events that have been holding me back for the past 6 months to a year is one, the general financial wherewithal, stability, positive income flow. And then the second issue was that, the transportation. I just moved completely across town. And, and then with this past holiday, my past 2 holiday seasons have been pretty killer and packed, and this one was no different. Where I was working overtime, traveling corner to corner in town, and I'm pretty sure I've got my basic building blocks, and in 2 weeks, if that's the time or whatever, we can look into the situational wherewithal, and I can hire a $200 or $300 moving truck and go anywhere in town that I want in friggin' 6 hours, right? So I'm 20 years old. I do whatever I want.
So you said transportation, which, by the way, I have an extra car. So
well, that's one thing that I've really been looking into is freaking with the Uber and just basically having, I don't even need a car if all I have to do is, if I spend $20 3 or 4 times during the month,
right?
That's still half the price of having a car.
Exactly. Exactly. And I like I said, I know that you got something else, but I got Collaborative Consumption directory right now pulled up for the category. It's called Carpool and Rides. And there are a ton of really good ones. So I'm sure that there's going to be basically some super fucking cheap. Oh, backseat surfing is basically holy shit. This is perfect. Oh, no, it's in Amsterdam only. That's what I meant by, I need to go through this. Barter Smart. There's some great stuff in here, dude. So anyway, I've got some.
Dude, I'm so excited. I just got my app, so.
You just got what?
I just got my apps, and Dude, the phone that I got, it took me a while to find the exact one that I wanted, but I got the one with absolute most physical memory on it. Unparalleled.
Who's the maker and the model?
You know, dude, I didn't want to do it. And frankly, there's one or two competing models that I kind of wish I'd have gone with one of the competing models and kind of just kept my consumption down. But I was really ready to step up to this mature technology of smartphones. And I went for the LG G4. It's dirt cheap at I mean, basically it's about $400 right now because apparently Samsung's coming out with their S7 or some BS, and like 4 other huge phones just came out. But the main advantage is it has 3, and this is something most people don't even understand. The motherfucker that sold me the phone was like, it's got 64 gigabytes of memory. You want more memory? And I was like, no, dude, what is the RAM? Because the random access storage is the only memory that the internet uses, and apps can use it.
Yep, totally. Yep.
And I was like, dude, it has 3 gigabytes of RAM. And he's like, dude, it's got 64. And I was like, dude, just pull up the internet. I need to find out how much RAM it's got. So he looks at it and he goes, oh, dude, it's got 3 gigs. And I was like, well, friggin', that's no phones have 4. A couple, I believe the newest Note has 4 gigabytes. And that's the absolute maximum that any phone has. So this has almost the maximum, and it's 2 generations old.
Dude, so basically, I developed an entire program with mobile phones for content production for an adult company. And I used to study these things on Phone Arena, and I started with LG G2s. So I know that phone really fucking well because I had an LG G3, and then I was going to buy the V10 just a couple days ago before I decided no more phone.
It's a good phone, but it's overpriced. There's no reason to have that much processing power unless you were to be doing 3D on it.
Yeah, unless you download a fuck ton of apps like I do. I mean, I download so many apps, it's retarded, but I'm an idiot, so.
I think the G10's got 4 gigabytes memory on it.
Dude, and they're both badass. They're both great phones. I think the only thing about the V10 is that you can take the back. One of them only has, you can take the back and it has removable storage. So
yeah, it's got 2 memory slots in it. So it can have 200 dude, I believe it can have 256 gigabytes in it. Like, reasonably speaking, you can put a quarter terabyte in your head at all times, yeah. And 4 gigabytes on board.
Unbelievable, dude. Unfucking. Okay, last thing, man. So do you want me to set up a I know that just think of it like this. Emergenesis is nothing other than it's free everything for local and the macro community thing. So I can start the Brian at Emergenesis so you can get into the Google Apps Enterprise if you ever have time or you want to mess around behind there. And it'll also give us a chance to, unify things back there. And I know the question's been, how come I haven't started a website or whatever, but and if you clicked off the screen, I had already pulled up emergenesis.com. So we have the website. It is up. It just needs work. And then that's where the portal is going to be. And so I'm going to start adding stuff onto Symbaloo and Papali, which are both smart portals, very much like NetVibes. So, pro surfboards as well. So if you think that, if you're still all about that, dude, I would definitely like to get that and also help unify things there, because if that's something that you're going to use anyway, shit, it works out real well that way.
All right, dude, well, hit me up later, and I'm going to go dry my laundry. And then I got to crash out here and, go be a trudgeon and, do the normal poor people get shouted at thing. It's my favorite.
You're silly, dude. All right, man. Well, let me know if you need a ride at any point or you need to borrow my car or something. I can, like I said, I'm going to put it on this site, and obviously I'm not going to charge you, but, you know, I know that that's going to be a beach. So I got to pay the rent. I got lots of stuff to do, man. So I'll talk to you soon, and I'll send you a follow-up with some of this stuff so that you, or if you have anything special you want me to send, just let me know what it is.
Okay, I can do. Yeah, I'll just keep sending you text messages and Google Hangouts.
All right, buddy. Later.
All right, later.